Alright. Hello. We're back. I'm back. It's time for more Rome Reborn story. How's everyone doing today? Everyone doing good? I hope so. Because we're going to be headed into Tamtara Deepcroft. Everyone's big favorite. Famed Tamtara Deepcroft from all the leveling roulettes. Alright. Let me just turn down Ye Old Gridania theme so we can get started here. Figured I might as well put that on since we're heading into Gridania proper, right? I mean, at least that's what I thought. Alright. The time has come, and so have I. Here we are once again. Slightly changed my armor. Ready to start the quest, talk to our old friend Bateron, and get this show on the road, shall we? Put some pants on, man. Alright. We'll just get right into it then. Ready to hear about the job then? Like I said, the request comes from our sister guild in Gridania. And that's all I know. But whatever it is you get asked to do, I somehow doubt it'd pose trouble for a venturer as survived the Bedlam in Sestasha. I do enjoy Bedlam. If you think you might be interested, you'll want to have words with Mother Mune, me counterpart in Gridania. Good luck, mate. And now we have to walk to Gridania. All the way to Gridania. Walk the whole way across the sea. That was fast. Audio's good? Everything sounds alright? I should hope. Yeah, okay. Good. Here we go. Take a seat wherever you like, friend. Our waitress will come take your... Oh, not here to dine? Dare I hope you're the adventurer Bateron sent word about? You are? The matron be praised. Maybe I'm a bit close to my mic. Alright. Hold on. How's that? Better? Am I good now? Okay. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Mune, and the Carline Canopy is my place. With regard to the task in question, there is a fair bit to tell. Let me know when you're ready to hear the details, and I shall brief you. Well, alright. Ready for that briefing? Good. Now then, here's the long and short of it. Beg pardons for interrupting me, Yoon, but our need grows ever more pressing. If none stepped forward? Excuse you, man. And good evening to you too, Bowlord. Your needs must be pressing indeed for you to honor us with a visit. The good news is, your journey hasn't been wasted. I'm pleased to report that we have a volunteer at last, and one who comes highly recommended at that. Cool mask, dude. My thanks for answering the call, friend. My name is Lewin, and I lead the men and women of the God's Quiver. Now, time is of the essence, so I shall proceed directly to the heart of the matter. We wish for you to nip a potential threat to Gridania in the bud. It's a tree thing, because the tree people. Beneath the central shroud, there lies an underground burial site called the Tamtara Deepcroft. The place was once a Gelmoran settlement, but we Gridanians have long interred our dead there. Well, that's cool. Just throw all your corpses into an old Gelmoran settlement. Highly respectful. Of late, however, shadowy figures have begun skulking about the Deepcroft, and with ever-increasing regularity. Based on the accounts of various witnesses, we suspect that these individuals belong to the Lambs of Dalamud, a doomsday cult which sprung up prior to the calamity. These zealots have proven themselves dangerous in the past, and we leave them to their own devices at our peril. Hey, welcome! Thanks for catching the stream, it's good to see you. Ordinarily, I would have dispatched my best men to scour the Deepcroft with orders to flush the cultists out. Alas, the calamity decimated our ranks, and the limited forces at my disposal are constantly required to keep the Ixal at bay. The birdmen have grown restless of late, and I fear a storm may be brewing. In anticipation of this, I have been compelled to spread our forces throughout the Twelveswood, lest we be taken unawares. The situation so being, we must turn to others to deal with the Lambs of Dalamud. Can we rely on you to undertake this task, friend? The Lambs of Dalamud really didn't come up to much, did they? They were part of the, like, storyline out here, and maybe some of, like, what is it, Amdapor Keep? And that's about it. You have my gratitude. Once you've seen to your preparations, pray, make your way to the Deepcroft, and identify yourself to the guard posted at the entrance. He will apprise you of the latest developments, that is all. Be careful out there, you hear? May the crystal guide you and keep you. I feel like the Lambs of Dalamud might be a little, like, I don't know, they got another Doomsday to look forward to with the Talafaroi doing stuff. Maybe we'll see them again. We probably won't. Alright. Heading out. Yeah. I'm expecting, or at least I'm hoping for a callback to them in Endwalker. What do I get in Mount Roulette today? Plot relevant dragon. Pay no mind to him. Yes, my fancy mithril armor. We're not supposed to have you yet, Midgard Stormer. Alright, to the Deepcroft. You ever notice these caves up here? Hold on. I don't think I've ever actually looked at these before. Weird. Alright. Yep, just a regular dragon. Nothing interesting or plot important going on here. Gaze not upon the father of all dragons. Hey, it's those people from the previous cutscene. So we meet again. I cannot say I'm surprised to see you here. You took the prize back in Limsa, but this time we'll give you better sport. Or I am no true adventurer. Oh boy. Think of our goal, sister. One day our adventures will be the stuff of song, and it will all be worth it. Gods, I hate mausoleums. It's not right to disturb the dead in their slumber. Cool eye patch. I like your style. Look at these two. Childish curiosity prompted me to commit the most elementary of blunders. Were it not for the fruit that Alianne found, my adventures may have well ended in this forbidding place. Always look before you leap. In my haste, this most fundamental rule of adventuring slipped my mind. I do believe I shall rest here a while. I shudder to think of what might have happened to Isildur had I not thought to pick the fruit I stumbled across on the way here. Sometimes he has too much vigor for his own good. Age is supposed to mellow us, but if anything, it has made him more impetuous. Excuse me, I'm reading. I understand his desire to make use of the time left to him, but one misstep and there won't be any. I'm sure we won't be seeing these two again. Alright. And away we go. You're Darius Stormcrow, I take it? Thanks for helping us out, friend. No doubt the Bowlord has already informed you, but your task is to enter the Deepcroft and purge it of the Lambs of Dalamud. In case you're unfamiliar with them, the cult emerged shortly before the Calamity put an end to the 6th Astral Era. The cultists took the Lesser Moon Dalamud for their... Okay. I thought I misread it for a second. Took the Lesser Moon Dalamud for their god, believing that it would deliver them from the devastation that was surely someone's intention. And so, they were rather disappointed when Dalamud exploded into 1,000 flaming pieces before it could complete its descent. Now, having seen their god turn to ash, one would think the cultists might feel moved to question their faith. On the contrary, it served to only stoke the flames of their fanaticism. The Lambs of Dalamud are convinced that heretics, that is to say everyone but them, interfered with the coming of their Lord and Savior, and that it's now their sacred duty to avenge him. Whatever it is they're doing in the Deepcroft, you may be sure that no good will come of it. For the sake of Gridania and Eorzea at large, put an end to their madness. Yeah, I feel like they'd fit pretty well into what's happening in Endwalker, but maybe they're all gone. Anyways, let's go for a stroll into the Deepcroft. The extremely dangerous Tom Tower Deepcroft. I don't remember if we could go down into the Deepcroft. Yep, it's time to zoom. I don't remember if we could go down here in 1.0. I do remember going into, I think it was the Montoy Cellars in 1.0. And that was just like a series of small rooms, basically, with enemies in them. Just gonna take a look around, since I'm not pressed for time. Pretty standard dungeon, though. Good old flesh fly swarms. Just minding their own business. And all the side rooms here with like strange pools in them. There's an awful lot of, like, flesh-eating insects in this dungeon where they were interring their dead, and they mustn't have been doing a very good job looking after them. Oh no, it's a Dalamud priest. Whatever will I do? We did it! We killed the FF11 demon. Now, I may be misremembering, but I feel like at the end of this dungeon, like right before the final boss, you used to have to fight 2 demons as opposed to just the one. You only remember Totorak? Yeah. Totorak was like the first, like, instanced dungeon we did in 1.0. I remember that. Because before, all the dungeons were literally just part of the overworld. Anyone could just wander in and do whatever. And you'd get, like, specific leave quests for the dungeons, but other than that, there was, like, nothing. Like, there were mines in Ul'dah. It wasn't Copperbell, I don't think. It was a different set of mines that, like, we went down into. And there were a bunch of, like, undead dog things wandering around. And a lot of people were down there doing quests. I think I may just be misremembering. As far as dungeons go, this one isn't too bad. You're the Shadowbringers, baby? Well, you picked a good time to get into the game. I may be a legacy player, but all that means is I played the game when it wasn't worth playing. I made a poor financial decision. Mostly out of nostalgia for Final Fantasy XI at the time. Neat fountain. Well, it works. I am also just old. Old-ass legacy player. Back in my day, there were 2 moons, and then one of them turned red and fell. That was the style at the time. Easy. This extremely ominous rosary that's like a tentacle grasping an orb. I've never actually taken a good look at that before. And then one of the moons broke open and Bahamut came out. And that's why someone's going... I forgot the story. Anyways. Yes, I seem to recall there being a demon for each orb at one point. But now there are none. Cool purple flames, man. Neat candles. Alright. Galvanth the Dominator. Maybe. It maybe was an adjustment made at some point. I did it. I saved the day and I remembered something I have to do. I'm gonna turn those off. Or turn those back on, I should say. Since we're doing this for the full experience, we need all the cutscenes. Alright. Now we return. Oh. On our black chocobo porter. Thinking about the way the Shroud is now, there are some things I do miss about it from 1.0. There was a lot more like tree cover. Like, I don't think the sky was visible at all when you were in the Shroud before, but it was also a nightmare that melted your CPU. All the trees had way too many polygons. And the map was a nightmare of like spaghetti, basically. With only one real path to get anywhere. It was a cool idea, yeah. I remember having to go through the Shroud and having to angle my camera straight down so it didn't have to render any of the trees. The worst part about the Shroud map in 1.0 is even though it looked like that, there was only one actual path you could take through it. So you just had to know where to go. Or look very closely at your map. It was a time. That's Final Fantasy XI map design. Big map with only one actual very narrow path through it, either with a choke point or just like an actual path you have to follow the whole way. Welcome back, Darius. I am reliably informed that your foray into the Deepcroft was a success. Nor did I expect anything less. Baderon's ringing endorsement left me in little doubt as to your capabilities. Even so, you are to be commended. Lord Lewin has asked me to pass on his thanks. I must say, it's something of a relief to be able to call upon such a capable adventurer. Sadly, death has become an ever more common occurrence within our fraternity of late. Times being what they are, the guild is constantly inundated with petitions, and we are hard-pressed to find enough hands to deal with them all. While this means no shortage of work for able souls such as yourself, it also provides ample opportunity for the inexperienced to overreach themselves with predictable consequences. Ah, as if to illustrate the point. Oh no! Avir's gone, and it's all your fault. If it hadn't taken you an age to heal him, he would still be alive. But I tried. He bolted out of range before I could finish the spell. Oh man. Well, I mean, that's his fault. He shouldn't have been so hard-pressed in the first place. We should have done more to lighten his burden. Bah! To hell with this pathetic excuse for a party. I'm leaving, and it'd be too soon if I ever see your faces again. Goodbye and good riddance. I'm leaving as well. I doubt this comes as any surprise, but I never liked you. I only suffered you for your healing, but you couldn't even do that one thing right. Cruel though this may sound, you brought this upon yourself. Oh, and by way of some parting advice, get rid of Avir's head, bury it, cremate it, do whatever the hells you like with it, but for God's sake, stop carrying it around. It's just get rid of it, alright? Whew. Can't believe they're giving her the old healer's adjust treatment. Wait, don't leave me alone, please. I'm so sorry, Avir. Please forgive me. Avir was a dick. For real. Seems like this would become all too common. That makes 12 times in half as many days. Now you see why I'm grateful for your adventures. I'm grateful for adventurers of your experience. I can send men like you on a mission without worrying that you might not return. Well, not so much at any rate. Speaking of missions, I would entrust you with another. About a bell ago, I received a message from my counterpart in Ul'dah. She seeks the services of a reliable adventurer, and you are nothing if not reliable. If you think you might be interested in the task, say the word, and I will be glad to share the details with you. Yep, typical toxic tank. Well, look on the bright side, Edda. Now you can say you're carrying Avir through content. Whew! Alright. So, you're not averse to taking a little trip? Wonderful. As I mentioned earlier, the request comes to us from the Adventurers Guild in Ul'dah. Once you arrive, seek out Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand. Think of her as the Sultanate's version of myself. Chances are she'll send you into the midst of danger, but I have every confidence that you will pull through unscathed. Now off you go, Darius, and good luck. To Ul'dah. The former capital of 1.0, Ul'dah. Right over here used to be the entrance to the market ward. And it was a real creepy area, because there was no music, but everyone's retainers were there, so you would just hear foot shuffling, echoing in an empty hall. Just forever. What a dump. I'm glad they got rid of that. Market wards were not a good time. Alright, to the Quicksand. Welcome to the Quicksand, friend. I'm a tad busy right now, so if you wouldn't mind showing yourself to... Judging by your determined expression, I take you ain't here for ale. Are you called Darius Stormcrow by any chance? Miyun sent word that you'd be reporting for duty. She also made a point of calling you the adventurer of the moment. That ain't no small praise coming from her. But you didn't come all the way here to listen to my prattle. Doubtless you're eager to get started. So let's talk business, shall we? Very well. Into a copper hell. That ARR was standing on a stool. Manners! The petitioner ought to be arriving any moment now. God's almighty! Another second under that sun and I would have been set afire. Tankard of ale, if you would be so kind. Papa Sean, it's the middle of the night. Excellent timing, Papa Sean. Just so happens the adventurer who will be handling your petition is here. So this strapping young lad is the much-lauded adventurer, is he? Marvelous! Marvelous! Pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir. I am Papa Sean, formerly of the Sultansworn. I thank you for agreeing to lend us your aid. Mayhap you'd like to appraise Darius of the mission? Yes, of course. The petition in question was submitted by an acquaintance of mine at the Amagina & Sons mineral concern. It relates to an unfortunate development at the Copperbell mines. To be plain, giants have seized control of the place. These giants are of the clan known as the Hecaton Shares, fearsome creatures who were sealed within the deepest depths of the mines during the bygone Thorn Dynasty. Alas, it seems they have managed to break through the layer of rock which served to imprison them, and now prowl the tunnels where the miners ply their trade. The creatures are justifiably angry about their treatment at the hands of our ancestors, and their presence has forced a suspension of all mining activities on the site. No better time than the middle of the night for an ale? I guess you guys are right. Get yourself a nightcap or something. It's no wonder they're angry. Didn't the Thorn Dynasty come to an end over 300 years ago? You know your history well, milady. How did they survive down there, eating rocks? The people of that age used Hecaton shares to work their mines. By the way of enchanted helms, they were able to bind the ferocious creatures to their will. But as is oft the way in such tales, the enchantments eventually failed, and the slaves rose up against their masters. In a desperate bid to contain the unbridled fury of the Hecaton shares, our ancestors induced the collapse of the mine's lowermost level, so it was that the great giant revolt was ended, buried beneath 100,000 tons of rock. Well now, that's got me thinking. I seem to recall there being an article about Copperbell in the Mithril Eye a fortnight or so ago. It said the mines were being reopened so as to meet the rising demand for building materials. Like as not, our boys dug a bit too deep and freed the giants. Gods, to think the poor creatures are still alive and kicking after 300 centuries. No, not 300. After 3 centuries. That's a long time to nurse a grudge. They might be seething. Indeed, and that's what makes it a danger to us all. There will be no mining at all. Or there will be no mining at Copperbell so long as they remain. For the sake of both peace and prosperity, they must be subdued. This is the task which we would have you undertake. I'll not deny that the mission will be rife with danger, but our need is great, and so I beg you, put an end to this sorry business. Well, sure, why not? God bless you. I feared you might have reservations, but I assure you, it is for the best. In case you don't know, Copperbell mines are in western Thanalan. Do take care, you hear? Ah, and one last thing before you depart. An employee of Amagina and Sons is presently at the quicksand. The fellow's name is Painted Mesa, and he knows the Copperbell mines well. It may behoove you to seek his counsel. Don't tell me what will or won't behoove me. I don't even have hooves. There he is, right there behind us, listening in. Looking for Painted Mesa? You found him. So you're the adventurer who volunteered to deal with the mess down in Copperbell, are you? You got guts, mate. I just hope you got skills to go with them, because things ain't pretty down here. Down there. The Hecaton shears have left the place in a right state, and nary a week after mining resumed. I don't know if you know this, but Copperbell was old when the Second Old Dynasty was still young, and it was abandoned centuries ago. If it hadn't been for the shortage of materials needed for the rebuilding effort, the concern would have never thought to reopen it. We knew full well about the giants beforehand, but the project went ahead anyway. I mean, nothing could possibly survive being buried under a mountain's worth of rock for 3 centuries, right? Wrong. Our miners dug up more than they bargained for. One swing of the pickaxe too many, and they found themselves in the company of giants. Unless we can subdue them, the nation's glorious recovery will grind to a halt for want of aught to build with. The stone torches are keeping the watch over the entrance, in case the giants fancy some sunlight and fresh air. One of them would be able to show you the way in. The hope of the nation's resting on you, friend. Best of luck. Ah yes, the stone torches, counterpart to the brass blades. Blah blah. Brass blades. Gotta work on my diction. Don't remember any of this? Well, that's why I'm here. To serve as an unpleasant reminder of days long gone. It's raining in Ul'dah today. Yeah, this sun. Hey, Papa Shan? It's murder. Alright, out in the western Sandland we go. What am I gonna get this time? Ah. That's right, I'm here to play a Realm Reborn, so you don't have to. It's the Rama horse. I will say one thing. A lot of these vistas, when you come out at the cities, are very nice. They framed them very well. Now, which way am I going? I'm going up this way. Putting my camera through all the woodwork, you know. Alright. Across the bridge. Spent a lot of time out here in 1.0. Did most of my leveling in Ul'dah. And if I remember right, this map is vaguely similar? There are some similarities, but there are also a lot of differences. The area down here, this whole region, you couldn't go into before, I'm pretty sure. You only ran around the outside of it. I think glide bomb. What the heck's a glide bomb? I don't remember those. All right. Now, is he a Stone Torch or is his name Stone Torch? Because they're both technically possible. Stone Torch is a lore-appropriate Hellsguard name. What's the place near Zaharak? Oh yeah, Little Alamigo. That like weird cave system was just like a cut and paste thing. They had like dozens of them around Thanalan. You're right. Yep, we wanted to be a Stone Torch, so name your kid for the job you want, right? There's been an incident inside Copperbell Mines. We're here to ensure that its effects are contained, but for your own safety, I suggest you stay well away from here. What? You're the adventurer who's volunteered to quell the Hecaton shares? I didn't think that Papa Shan would be able to find someone so quickly, if at all. The Giants are content to wreak havoc inside the mines for now, but it's only a matter of time before they think to come outside. The sooner you see to them, the better. Make ready as best you can and enter at will. I think I will, thanks. Oh look, there's a little shark. Alright. Oh look. Isildur and Alian are here. But that other party is not. I have been an adventurer for long years and borne witness to many a pivotal moment in history. Though the times have changed, the essence of our trade has not. Adventuring has ever been a quest for self-betterment through challenges freely faced, and ever shall it remain so. As an adventurer becomes more experienced, he will naturally acquire a love of justice and an understanding spirit, or of the spirit of self-sacrifice. Such experience cannot be measured in any tangible way, yet is most assuredly shaped who we are, grounded as it is in the decisions we have made on our journey, and their consequences, good or ill. I sense a light within you, young one, and it tells me that you are destined for greatness. A light? A warrior of light? Yeah, they really cleaned out a lot of the, like, in-between stuff. It's nice. We found Dolorous Bear and his entire party dead. The Giants were thorough in their work. Oh man! I was just asking where those guys were! Judging by their tracks, it would seem they tried to rush a horde of the creatures. I cannot say for sure what drove an experienced crew like theirs to throw caution to the wind, but I do have my suspicions. We are all our own worst critics, and our desire to better past achievements can rob us of good sense. Thus do we become more given to recklessness. While it is important to have goals, one must not fixate upon them to the exclusion of all else. Do so, and one will surely pay the price, as Dolorous Bear and his comrades did this day. Damn! Damn, they are super dead. Alright. Well, that's rough. Anyways. Let's go rush stupidly straight into this content. Yep. Super dead! Here we are, good old Copperbell. Full of goblins and spriggans and giants. It's been a long time since I've seen these intro cinematics. And as usual, just wander around the starting area and take a look at stuff. I can't remember if there's much to look at in here. It's like a sprawling dungeon, but I don't know if it's more than just a lot of open rooms and narrow passages. Tiny key obtained. All right. Down into shaft B1. This area kind of reminds me of this is a bit of a pull, and maybe if any of the FF11 crew here, but Movalpolos in 11, I think it was called. Moblin City. They had all the catwalks and caverns. I got a lot of use out of having Tractor as a Dark Knight. That was such a dumb spell in 11. It was basically just a black magic spell that you could use on dead players to drag their corpse somewhere. Because I think in 11, if you get raised, you got raised on the spot you died at. Unlike in 14, where you get raised to the caster. So they just rolled Tractor into raise in 11. Or in 14, that is. I made sure to get Tractor as a Dark Knight for the utility. Oh man. Oh wow, there's a bottom down there. And a lot of ruined scaffolding. Damn. This is a pretty big mine. The like absolute lack of music between fights is really something. All these no entry signs. Alright, get the fire sand, which they just left lying out conveniently. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to look at in here unless you're into rocks. Rocks and broken mining equipment. Alright. The Screaming Dark. I'm just gonna wait here. Is that the area where you fight the other boss in a hard mode version of this? Or does it just look like it? You fight that giant on the scaffolding that slowly sets on fire. I did not enjoy Copperbell hard. I remember that. Alright. Giant's gotta be coming up soon. This feels like it's taking years. I think there's just a lot of waiting because everything's dying so fast. There he is. Get down here. And there he goes. All right. All the way down. I'm really curious as to how exactly the giant survived down here for 300 years. But also didn't come up to the surface in 300 years. Did they just live that long? Can they go dormant? These are a lot of questions I should probably consult the lore book to find out. I wonder if there is anything on that. It kind of feels like the central question around this whole thing. How did they survive 300 years? Alright, you guys think I can just do enough damage to kill this thing outright without having to do any of the actual mechanics? Eh, kinda. Oh no! You know what? This is gonna be faster. I was a little worried that might go funny if I just killed it with normal attacks, but it seems like it's good. Good to know. Pardon me. How dare you? Here I am trying to interact with an improvised blasting device. And what do I get for my trouble? I am outraged, chat. Outraged! I will say one thing. I haven't been getting a lot of parties in these lately that don't know what to do. Like, it's always pretty straightforward. It's usually enough that one person knows what to do. Oh, this is fancy. This is how they survived. They had water, and they had all these snails to eat. Yeah, these old dungeons and their wacky mechanics. I gotta wonder, like, what are they trying to train you for in this? Interacting with stuff? Enemies that can't be injured through normal means? What are they trying to prepare you for? Who knows? Anyways, On to the final boss. That fancy door over there. Forcing people to talk to one another. Ugh! Slaves no more! Free! Free! Oh, here he comes. That's a big boy. Alright guys, 1 hit or 2 hits. Woo! Up, 2 hits. I can't believe it! Surviving for 300 years on rocks and nails explains why they look like skins stretched over big bones. You know, that's true. He's a big boy, but he's not exactly looking, really filled out there. So I'm assuming whatever's through here was where they actually were. This is a really big door. Anything back here? No. That's just the door to the closet, the broom closet, where they sweep up. Alright. Ah! Crab. He's Scuttle. And I was just talking about Final Fantasy XI. He's zooming. Look at him go. Look at my character rapidly vibrating as he go. And that's how he looks flying. Just kinda letting his legs dangle. Yeah. I wonder if that's how it looks when it's swimming, because it's a crab, and like... I was about to say real crabs have swimming animations, but no, they don't have swimming animations. They just swim. What kind of lunatic would call something in real life as having an animation? Not me. No, sir. Alright, we're back. Back again. Alright, we've already seen what very easy is like, so we're going back to normal. Is that the Mr. Final Fantasy himself? It might be. Mr. Final Fantasy in the flesh? Ah, the Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume. And Old Doll will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Sean next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. But I got a solo duty. That's not gonna work out. No! Oh no. It's this guy. Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this. Paid for it with my own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. I trust this man and his shady thugs. I'm gonna say this one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the blast braids, you know. Blast braids? Brass blades. Brass blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man if you agree to serve me, whatever capacity I require. The authorities needn't hear of your crime. Wow! The blast blades! Oh man. Those are the elite brass blades. The Magitech augmented ones. Whew. This guy's just doing this in broad daylight. No problem. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 is me witness. That's right, good citizens. Look the other way. Please, adventurer, help me, I beg of you. I swear on me mother's grave, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal. Oh boy. Here I go. Jumping in. And who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master? I've had enough of this mummer's farce. You lot, teach him a lesson. A mummer's farce? Oh no. Alright. You can hear the guy's feet going as we wait for the cutscene to load in. Or the duty to load. Filthy bodyguard. Belch. I'll take care of this. The rest of you can watch. Oh, good. He's drunk, huh? Well, that figures. That's right, this isn't 2.0's overpower. It's better. It actually works. And that's it, they're all dead. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. And thank you for the headache. You notice that we progressively react less and less to getting the echo? Like the first one we get, like, floors us. And now it's just kind of like a, ooh, the echo. I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? Because Gridania said no. It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them. It truly does, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire are patrolling the streets for riffraff. It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what the place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. Good old Ul'dah! Yeah, I like that Final Fantasy 14 doesn't have politics in it. This isn't political. Not even a little. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. Get your dodo tenderloins. Guaranteed cheapest in Thanalan. Because they ain't actual dodos. They're rats that we taped beaks onto. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think old Da was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'd see no end to the misery and suffering. I'm glad these guys stopped to have exposition within the zone of my Echo flashback. And like the thing that was pertinent was just that lady buying tenderloins. Sir, are you alright? Yes, just hungover, thank you. What now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? I mean, that's what it comes to. What? Sar, buy that meat, you say? That's absurd. It is absurd, you're right. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Who said that? Yeah, I will overlook this, but just this once. Who's that hiding behind the street sign over there? Right over here. Who could that be? God bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. It don't bear thinking about. You're right, it don't. Is that Ms. Final Fantasy? I think it is. Ever the selfless hero, I see. It has been a while, adventurer. I've been watching you closely ever since you flew out of Limsa Lominsa. You discharged your duty as the Admiral's personal envoy with admirable humility, and you've displayed unfaltering courage in the face of danger ever since. Whensoever you came upon those in need, you gave them succor with no thought of personal gain. Excuse me? What did you say I gave them? I can't believe this. In summary, you have demonstrated all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. I'm not giving them the suck pork. For reasons I cannot well explain, your every deed seems invariably to serve the general good. Whether you mean it to or not, it is a happy knack, and one which speaks volumes for your character. Yet for all your admirable qualities, it is your gift which intrigues me the most. I speak of the visions you experience, visions like the one you had mere moments ago, if I am not mistaken. I can provide you with the means to understand them. An acquaintance of mine is blessed with the self-same talent, you see. If you so desire, I can introduce you to her. She and I fight for a common cause. A cause which would greatly benefit from your support. If you would agree to lend us your strength, we should be glad to do all within our power to aid you in your personal endeavors. Think of my offer a while, should you decide to accept it. Pray, speak with Momodi, the proprietress of the Quicksand, is a close friend. I'm reading this all weird. The proprietress of the Quicksand is a close friend and ally of ours. Inform her that you have been chosen by the Scions of the 7th Dawn, and she will tell you where to find us. Now before, it's what, the Path of the 12? From 1.0? I believe that's what it was. And that's when you got your NPC partner who you'd go adventuring with. Alright. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry though, if you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the womenfolk from time to time. Well, alright. Sending off Ardbert. Or the Ardbert look-alike. Ah, Darius, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh-off-the-carriage adventurer. Maybe that was Ardbert. And he was assembling the Warriors of Darkness during this. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard at it with giants in the dark. That sounds like an uncomfortable euphemism, Momodi. You're every ilm the adventurer Mune said you'd be, Darius. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Oh no. Thank you for sparing me the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania when... I'm sorry, we were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Avir, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. And all I thought of him was he was kind of a dick. I believe that he would have succeeded, had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the man you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Avira once was. Yep, Avira was her fiancé. She was gonna marry that piece of garbage. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask your name. John Silverhawk. No, Darius Stormcrow. I shan't forget. Thank you, Darius Stormcrow. I pray we will meet again. Fare you well. Lie down. Don't pray that. Don't go become a necromancer. Venturing can be a cruel, bleeding business. Time has, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. That'd be a pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post. And I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be part of your lives. And that goes double for you, Darius. Well, thanks. What'd you say? You want to know about the Scions of the 7th Dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest then. Listen, Darius, the Scions ain't no ordinary folk. And the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. Well, sure thing. Momodi has a hairstyle that only she has. You know, I'd believe it. She's got, like, hair ornamentation that, like, I've never seen on anyone else. Well, that's interesting. So you want to know more then, do you? Well, ain't that a surprise? I swear, if I painted certain death on one door and limitless wealth on the other, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first, and the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose on account of being Ul'dan. Anyway, don't say I didn't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you can trust these Scions of the 7th Dawn, you can. They're good people who've made it their mission to solve some of Eorzea's most pressing problems. Of course, that ain't no small task, and so they're always looking for dependable individuals to join them. Individuals like you, Darius. Now, I've been given leave to tell you where to find the Scions, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. As you can probably imagine, it's something Eorzea's enemies would very much like to know. The Scions are headquartered in Vesper Bay, out in western Thanalan. The place you're looking for is called the Waking Sands. Give the name to whoever's at the entrance, and you'll be let in. You're a man in demand, Darius, and the days ahead promise to be busy, but I hope you won't forget about them, as helped make you the adventurer you are. Drop in and tell them how you're faring from time to time, you hear? Right, well, I've said my piece. Off you go. Off I go. I'm gonna take the Aetherite outside. Using my legs like some sort of common pleb? I think not! griffin. It's still weird to me being able to fly in these zones. There's a lot of stuff you don't normally see. Nice though. Ah, lunar whales. Yeah. This area up here was what I was talking about before. You could run along the perimeter of this area. I couldn't remember if you could go down into it or not. But a lot of your leave quests out of Camp Horizon would take you through this area. And you'd like run across these and fight guys on here. It was a dump. But that's 1.0 for you. Alright. To Vesper Bay. With a big dumb statue of everyone's favorite monetarist. Lolorito. Oof. Alright. It's Tataru. Yeah, that's Lolorito. Deep in the desert of my heart, a lonely flower blooms, yearning for the heavens above, to quench my thirst for you. Trollololo, lolo lo. The spoken word album. Wah! I would thank you not to sneak up on me like that. Now, please be advised that this is private property. Unless you have pertinent business with me, I must ask you to. I'm here for the job, lady. You're here at the behest of Yashtola. My sincerest apologies. May I please have your name? You can only hear the heavy smoker's voice Jesse gave Tataru. Darius Stormcrow, here you are. Is that better? Ahem. I bid you welcome to the Awakened Sands, headquarters of the Scions of the 7th Dawn. My name is Tataru, and I look forward to assisting you during your time with us. The antecedent is within the solar. I shall let her know to expect yous. Can't be doing that too long. And here we go. What? What? Do you have a problem with my exceedingly fitting Tataru voice? Let's go take a look in here real quick. Hey, it's Ehrenwald. How you doing, man? I had a dream unlike any other. I was myself, but then I became something more. When I spoke of it to others, they directed me here. Did you have one too? Wow. That receptionist is something else. Did you perchance notice how small she's written the names in her roll? I couldn't make out a single one, no matter how hard I tried. Sorry, just trying to make idle conversation. This whole affair has me all worked up. I thought for sure it was some sort of scam, that they were rounding up hapless adventurers for some nefarious ends. But now I have seen the facilities for myself. I must confess it looks legitimate. Hold on. She's awfully familiar looking. Anyone else think? That's a little odd, isn't it? Maybe. Huh. I can't believe he's sitting when we first meet him. The antecedent made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Said that if I joined, I'd get to fight against the Primals and Imperials both to my heart's content. I know I could get the same by enlisting in one of them grand companies, but I'd never been partial to saluting, if you know what I mean. Anyone else? Or just these three? Ehrenwald's the only one who makes it out of that group, too. Whew. I take it you are Darius Stormcrow? Tataru sent word that you had arrived. Lady Minfilia has eagerly awaited your coming. This way, if you please. I guess.
So you're the adventurer of whom I've heard so much. Well met, friend. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the 7th Dawn. I have awaited your coming.
Well, alright. Nice to meet you, Exposition.
Please, be at ease. You are among friends here.
And also Thancred.
No doubt you are ripe to burst with questions. But have
Among
patience.
Us?
All will be revealed in time.
Hey man, Thancred's kinda sus. Just saying.
First, let me begin by telling you who we are and what we do. We are the Scions of the 7th Dawn, an order that transcends political boundaries. Our single objective is the preservation of the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Their existence is a bane upon Eorzea.
They're a sick
Nay,
band and everyone
the world
loves
at
them.
large, and we have striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. Our order is home to a number of individuals who, like you, possess a rare and special talent. This talent takes various forms, but one holds particular interest for us. Tell me, have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable loss of consciousness?
All the time while drinking.
Have you ever had the sensation of being pulled away from reality? Felt as though you were hovering in space, a mind without a body?
Again, while drinking, yes.
All these things are the manifestations of your talent. Yours is the power to transcend the boundaries of the soul, a power known as the Echo.
She is talking in that infomercial voice. Have you ever experienced a sudden loss of consciousness? Have you ever had an out-of-body experience? There must be a better way! Welcome to our secret society. We kill gods here. We better.
Echo allows you to pass through the walls of a man's soul.
I'm
and
here to
hear
kill
the
gods.
Resonations of his past. You will be there in his memories and see things as he saw them. You may even interact with that which you see, though you cannot change the outcome of events. For another blessing, the Echo will enable you to know a man's mind even if you cannot comprehend his words.
Convenient.
In short, the Echo is a truly extraordinary power, and this power is strong within you. It is only a shame that we cannot use it whensoever we choose. That's right. I too possess the Echo.
Well,
With
la-dee-da.
that established, let us return to the subject of the Primals. So long as they exist, the realm cannot take so much as a single step towards true peace. Measures must be taken. Measures which transcend boundaries, be they of faction, race, language, or creed. And to do so, the Scions require the aid of those with our talent. Make no mistake, the Echo will be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. Without it, we cannot hope to save the realm. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea, but I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose.
That is incorrect, as we know. Yeah, not
Why
unless you're the
else
cool
would the
villain
gods
you can't
entrust man
control,
with a
the
gift
Echo.
so extraordinary, if not to have him use it. And so I implore you, lend us your power.
What kind of power? The power to transcend! Alright. We won't be seeing him for a while, though. Naturally, your aid will not go unrewarded. We are fortunate to have a number of influential allies, and at a word from me, they will gladly afford you certain privileges that you might otherwise be denied. The right to employ retainers, for example. Are you familiar with them? They are individuals who may be relied upon to manage your assets and belongings on your behalf. Oh boy, retainers! The papers you requested, my lady. Thank you, Chitaru. Pleasure is mine, my lady. By way of a welcoming gift, I have taken the liberty of adding your name to the retainer's registry. As of now, you are entitled to employ the services of a retainer. You will need to consult a retainer vocate regarding the particulars of this arrangement, but believe me when I say retainers will prove invaluable to you in your adventuring endeavors and stealing other people's furniture, because that's basically what they do. Let this gesture serve as evidence of our commitment to do all in our power to facilitate your personal objectives. In return, we ask that you aid us to the fullest extent of your talents. A mutually beneficial relationship, I am sure you will agree, and one which serves the greater good besides. Well, that was a veritable lecture, was it not? Forgive me, but it is important that all concerned are aware of what is expected of them. Now you know our purpose and what we can offer you. I invite you to consider joining us. When you have come to your decision, you may tell me without fear of censure. In good faith, I shall entrust you with our order's password, which our members will use to reach one another when afield. It is Wild Rose. Pray, keep it safe, and use it at every possible opportunity you have to say anything to anyone just about. It comes up as an option so many times. All the way into Shadowbringers. It's good. Hooray! Retainers. Alright. This place is called the Waking Sands, and it's our headquarters. It used to be somewhere else, you know, but then a bunch of things happened, and we ended up here instead. I see. While there are others who possess the Echo, none are near as strong as you with the power, hence our extremely high expectations of you. I mean, I haven't agreed to join yet. Our organization, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, was formed through the union of two separate entities. The first was comprised of Charlayan natives such as myself and was called the Circle of Knowing. The second, made up of individuals who share your rare gift, was known as the Path of the 12. And that's what you join up in 1.0. Path of the 12. The terrible events that ushered in the Seventh Umbral era taught us that only together may we stand against the evil that seeks to consume us. Yep, look at that son of a bitch, using /lean before we ever got to use it. Summoning a primal is no small feat. It requires tremendous concentration of ether, which is why the beast tribes go to such lengths to obtain crystals. Once they manifest in physical form, their unquenchable thirst for ether only goes stronger. They would drink the land dry with nary a thought to the consequences. Considering their fearsome strength, it could be well within their ability to do so. It is for this reason that we must do our utmost to oppose them. We Scions have but one objective, to safeguard the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Long have we striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. Didn't I already get this? I know not what you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea. Yep, this is just the same thing again. Alright, I will go whither the wild rose blooms.
I take it you will help us. Wonderful! I knew you wouldn't let us down. But come, I would introduce you to your friends in the Order. Tell me, does the name Charlayan ring any bells? It used to be one of Eorzea's 6 city-states, and was situated in the northwest of Aldenard. The Charlayans were the keepers of wisdom both old and new. Their mastery over magic and ether was unsurpassed, and even the Garleans knew to fear them.
I don't know about that.
Among their number, there were a noble few who devoted their lives to safeguarding the future of Eorzea.
Rose, you know, the wild rose.
When the realm began its descent into chaos, and their countrymen fled for the motherland, they alone chose to remain here. These noble men and women were called the Archons. Those same brave souls stand before you now.
Cool, you picked a cool name for yourselves, guys.
The masked woman is Ida, and beside her is Popalimo. The two are charged with surveying the Twelveswood.
Hello there. Welcome.
Welcome. Thanks.
Okay, my turn to introduce someone. That there is Thancred.
He is our man here in Ulda, Jewel of the Desert.
Shut up, Papa Limo. You already botched your intro.
Welcome to the team. If I may, the lovely maiden beside me is named Yashtola. Limsa Lominsa has the pleasure of being under her care.
Greetings. I have been expecting you. Last but not least is Urianger, who presides over all affairs within these halls. Pray seek him out whenever you have questions.
Dawn may banish even the darkest night. The words of a dear friend. I am glad of our meeting.
At the Battle of Carteneau, our leader was taken from us. But we did not stray from our purpose. We sought out Minfilia and others with her talent, and together established the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
You don't miss these old voices at all?
Along with the Archons, those blessed with the Echo play a pivotal role in our endeavor to forge a brighter tomorrow for the realm. Oh, I should also introduce you to Tataru, our clerk. He ensures
Tataru?
that everything runs smoothly.
Hey, how's it going,
Pleased
buddy?
to make your acquaintance.
In time, I hope you will come to think of us as family.
Yep, these fake British accents are what's killing it.
But without further ado, I would assign you your first task. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
That's Kryle's crew.
We have received a request for aid from the Immortal Flames. Thancred, would you do the honors?
It would be my pleasure. Some days ago, a crystal caravan registered to Amagina and Sons mineral concern was waylaid and divested of its cargo. But there is more. Within a bell of the robbery, several people were reported missing from the shantytown outside the city.
At a glance, one would assume the involvement of bandits, kidnappers, and coincidence.
Not coincidence, that son of a bitch.
Such crimes are hardly uncommon, and the Immortal Flames deal with their like almost every day.
Uh-huh.
However, this time we have reason to believe that a primal is involved.
Aye, the evidence left behind implicates the Emulja, who are known worshippers of Ifrit. If we then consider the objects that were taken, there is no room left for doubt. The crimes were committed in the name of a primal.
You don't
That
say.
you may better understand the nature of our struggle with the primals, I would have you play the leading role in this investigation. You have my thanks. If there is aught you wish to know, I recommend you speak with Thancred. He is well versed in the affairs of Ulda.
Ever at your service, dear fellow.
So do you think he's Laha bred yet? Yeah. Mostly a bard. Posing as a bard, at least. Especially, like, early Thancred. They lean harder into him being a rogue as they, like, go into subsequent patches. Because I think he starts fighting with 2 knives during the Enter the Maelstrom patch. Or whatever it is. Ready to begin, are we? That's the spirit. So then, your mission is to investigate a crystal robbery and a spate of abductions. Crimes which we believe to be connected. Assuming we are correct, it is like that any discoveries we make in relation to one will further our understanding of the other. Now, since the attack on their caravan, our friends at Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern have doubled security over all their shipments. In light of this, it is my judgment that the abduction should be our priority. According to our preliminary findings, the majority of missing were last seen in the vicinity of Camp Drybone, so it would seem a fine place to begin. A fellow by the name of Isembard serves as the camp's de facto leader. Pay him a visit and see that he gives us his full cooperation. Yeah, back when gladiators used knives. With your little knife. Your little gladiator knife. What do you gotta say for yourself? Okay, we already know that. Uh-huh. Alright, thanks. Too much talking. It's Brent! I know this guy. Don't mind me, lad. I'm just here to deliver a shipment. Now, where shall I tell him to put it? Look at them all. Who are you? Why don't any of these blokes know who I am? I swear I was one of them scions of the 7th Dawn. Only we didn't have such a fancy name back then, and the headquarters was in a far more convenient location. At least, I think it was. Or is me mind playing tricks on me? Gods, what's wrong with me? Why can't I remember it more clearly? I think this person may have been one of the adventuring companions you could pick in 1.0. I don't super remember. Member of the Path of the 12. Anyways. Ah, yes. I'll just use this indoors. Excuse me. Coming through. Alright. We're going. Haven't seen any NPCs using flash yet. Just getting hit by fracture the other day. That's as bad as it's been so far. And I think, actually, no. We fought a guy just before coming here who used Featherfoot as a pugilist. So there's that. Don't mind this Garlean flying machine, everyone. It's totally safe. I promise. He doesn't want to equip a job crystal, because then he doesn't get any extra actions. Just don't use your job crystal, right? Alright. I thought to myself, I'll fly there so we can take a look at the scenery, and now we've got nothing but fog. Isn't that just great? It's exactly what I wanted. Here we are at the clutch. Yay, fog! That's my big favorite. And of course it's raining as we get to Drybone. Why wouldn't it be? Got the burning wall over there. Very nice. Why is it always raining at Drybone? Aye, I'm a Sambard, here to search for the missing folk, I take it. Minfilia sent word that an adventurer fitting your description would be along. She also warned us to be wary of the Amalja. It seems we know who the culprits are, at the very least. Now, I bear no official title at this camp, but the people here have come to look to me for leadership. You have my word that I'll do all I can to help see the victims safely returned. Well, thanks, buddy. Let's get right to it then. Minfilia names the Amalja as culprits in all this. You would do all to investigate them first. Much harm has been levied on these lands by the Amalja's hands. The flames burn where they might, but their light cannot stay in the darkness in all places at all times. There have been brutal murders of callers at the Church of Saint Adama Lindama, innocents wishing no more than to pay their respects to the dead. The poor souls deserve a proper burial. I would see to the deed before mongrels catch their scent, but I know not if the Amalja still linger. Would you secure their remains for me, friend? You'll find them on the Eastern Road. 12 willing, you may even come to learn something of what the Amalja seek in this area. Oh boy, handling corpses. Be sure to wash your hands after. So this camp used to be on top of a hill. Like way up there. And now it's way down here. It used to be just off the road up a hill. And now it's in a pit. Alright. I saw Lalafell driving the new, like, flying motorcycle out of Bosia. I'm sure that looks like something. Alright. Over here. I'm glad we just have these dead bodies piled up. Just in the middle of nowhere. Alright, get out of here. Ripe corpse. Delightful. Are they like Supermaning onto the handlebars? Is that what it is? What's the description of this item? This poor soul appears to have been ravaged by an Amalja before sitting to rot for several turns of the sun. Several turns of the sun? Jeez. Well, that's good. I'm glad they're Supermaning. That's pretty funny. I'll have to take a look at that. Ow. Alright. Your extremely rank corpses. It is good to see you returned. Were you able to secure the remains of our fallen? I sure was. Here you go. The bodies given back proper to the earth, the souls will find their way across to the other side. You've done a noble deed this day. I thank you. Now then, what of the Amalja? Did you see any? Surely such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. Ah, so there were Amalja remaining, after all. Feared as much. Their part in the lowborn disappearing is all but confirmed, but I sense there is more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Amalja raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kinds of numbers. The total is too great, and the questions too many. It would not surprise me in the least to learn of another's hand in this. But whose? Countless travelers pass through Drybone every day, and even if it were one among them, how would we best discover who may be implicit in these vanishings? You got a lot of questions, man, and I don't got a lot of answers for you yet. I'll just start punching and I'll eventually hit the right person. That said, or what say we turn an eye to the common folk themselves? It may be among them that we find reasons for these vanishings. 12 forbid it be so. There's a merchant by the name of Ungust, who was born here in Drybone and grew up in the Golden Bazaar. A rough character, but he knows the people here better than anyone else. I'd wager he's at the inn, quaffing away the day's earnings. Here, I'll write a note for you to show him, else he's not like to speak with you. Ungust Bungust. What's in here? You know, this is a pretty nice place for a dump like Drybone. Anyways. Would this place, like, flood really badly in the rain? Like, really badly? Oh, God. It's Ungist Bungist! Well, gods be damned. You're that bloody adventurer who threatened me back in Old Isle. What in the seven hells do you want with me now? Mr. Bungist? Dear friend, missing people, please help. Yours, Isambard. Walk around here as wary as they come. They'll turn tail and run if you so much as pass wind nearby. Played them all for fools and coaxed some hard labor out of them, I did. If anything, they're even more timid than before. Oh, with the disappearances. You can go talk to them yourself if you don't believe me. Isn't that girl with the name here? Maybe? Hungry beggar. Please, sir, just leave me be. Sure. Devious derelict. I have nothing to say but this. So I'll take who or whatever's been feeding off us low folk. What do you want from me? I don't know anything, I swear. Please don't kill me. Fred is with a what? Look at this guy, he's having a good time. Just as I told you, wasn't it? The whole lot of them are terrified. There's been talk of folk getting abducted, but if you ask me, they simply up and moved on to a better place. This place ain't exactly Costa del Sol, if you know what I'm saying. Meme Des? Meme Des might be here. We could go looking for her. I'm looking for the memes! Look at this guy. Oh, he's dead. He's not just drunk. Yeah, were there memes in here? No. Oh, it may be back at the quicksand. We'll find out one way or the other. Eventually. Welcome back, Darius. Have you learned aught of import? I see. I suppose I should have expected as much from Ungist. Well, another thought occurred to me in your absence. The common folk are nothing if not fervent in their religious beliefs. Perhaps if they speak freely to their gods from the gods, then the clergy may know something of use. Gotta go ask the clergy. If we would know what the common folk speak of to their gods, we've no better place to ask than the Church of Saint Adama Lundama. It's a small and humble church found to the northwest of here. And so long as you are headed there, might I ask you to deliver this embalmed corpse? A morbid request, I grant you, but it must be borne to burial, and I trust none more than you to see it done. Seek out a man named Marks. He tends to the graves of the Lich Yard. He will tell you where the body is to be interred. I'm just gonna take the corpse and like throw it like a javelin right through the front doors. Ah yes, Marks. This completely inconspicuous man. Let's go take a good look at him, shall we? Shall we? All right. Wow. Just throw the body in a hole. Just dead bodies. Just out and about. Oh man. Sup, Fwandrick? Hey. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. Cool goggles, man. Is he supposed to have his goggles at this point? I don't think he is. I think you have to give him his goggles. Or maybe I'm misremembering. But this guy's totally inconspicuous. I am Marks. Yes, a body? Of course. There have been so many bodies of late. I apologize, sir. If you seek a place of burial, then there is an empty grave atop the ridge. Take the path and lay him to rest there. Well, fine. Didn't want to make an entirely new face without his eye? I guess not. Because otherwise, what, his Garlean eye would just be like within plain view for everyone. Where do I go? Let me just zoom in and get a better look here. Okay. I got a loop. I got to loop around. Add Gravekeeper to your growing resume. Alright. Into the grave with you. There, he's fine. Just leave him there like that, right? Man, why do I also have to bury him? What? Some gravekeeper you are. May they all walk in Thal's realm. What? Missing people? I'm afraid I cannot help you. But maybe Sister Orkin can. She's been kind to me. Everyone has been so kind. I don't know why, though. Pardon me, you'll find Sister Orkin within the church walls. You alright there, bud? Yep. This is some sort of church. Actually, you know what this reminds me of? You know the one, church with the room underground? In, what is it? Lakeland? Kind of reminds me of that. I hear you have done us the service of burying a fallen soul. Please accept our gratitude and extend it to Isambard next time you see him. You seek knowledge of the missing Drybone inhabitants? It is true I am closer to the people than many other of the Order. I confide in them, and they in me. When they wish to speak to their keeper Thal, I am the medium through which they do so. Should I learn anything pertinent, I will be sure to share the information with you. I only wish Mark could be more helpful in the matter. I pray he did nothing to offend. He saw terrible things during the calamity. His scars run deep. Indeed, he seems to now prefer the company of the dead over the living. While tragic, I fear such behavior befits the church. I received word not long ago that one of our recent visitors, a man called Thancred, I believe, took offense at his conduct. I must have words with Marks, and soon. Thancred got mad. Hello! What's up? How you doing? Welcome. Thancred and Marks got into a little scuffle. Alright. We're going back to... Oh, it really doesn't help that it's been raining the whole time we've been here at Camp Drybone. Old men duking it out. Yeah, let's go. I think these guys all need to get into just a big fist fight at least once. My armor's gonna rust. That's right. My, Sabatons should be making fart noises when I walk at this point. Just water. Thank you, Darius. A burial is no easy thing, even when the departed is a stranger. Were you able to learn out of the missing common folk? Not a goddamn thing. You've been keeping yourself rather busy of late, haven't you, Darius? Thancred vibrates onto the scene. A pleasure, my dear Isambard. The name is Thancred, and I share a passion with you and our mutual friend here for learning what has become of these missing persons and why. I too spoke with Ungist, more times than I care to count. There seems to be some truth to this notion of the common folk speaking their secrets only to those in service to the gods. Prostration, prayer, penance, abject deeds done behind closed doors, away from prying eyes. Who's better to take the pious unawares than she who takes confession, the good Sister Orkin herself? Really? Orkin? She wouldn't. She couldn't. Even the most beautiful roses have thorns, my friend, and you would be wise to keep an eye on this rose. Wow, Thancred. Still, the Lich Keeper marks. I'd swear to the 12 I'd seen that face elsewhere before. You're good at this, Thancred. Umbrellas, you're right. So to that end, allow me. You remembering why you hated everyone until Shadowbringers? I've seen my share of femme fatales. Yeah, that is a you problem, Thancred. There is one common factor in all of these cases. Away goes the umbrella. Sister Orkin. Cannot be. Though she is wont to travel to the Golden Bazaar on her own, and it is not uncommon to see her speaking to the children, but no, it could not be she, could it? I grow weary of these suspicions. I know there is one child in particular that she is fond of. Pray, seek out the boy Darius and see if you cannot glean something from him about Orsen's activities. Is it Orsen or Orkin? I'm assuming it's Orsen. Alright. It's so windy here. I feel like this umbrella would just be obliterated, like in a matter of seconds. Just gets under it and rips it. Orsen? I bet you Orsen's right. That's probably right. That's what I'm gonna do from now on. Orsen. That's definitely right. Wouldn't a paper parasol be useless in the rain? It's only as useless as I decide it is. Maybe it's waxed or something, I don't know. But yeah, these were typically a sun and sun only thing. You'd get the straw raincoats, traditionally. I can't imagine those worked terribly well. Maybe they did. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I should just shut up and stop talking about things like I know what I'm talking about. Maybe. Anyways, here we are. Will the rain let up before we fight Ifrit? That's the question. It's got to be letting up eventually. What's going on here? Oh boy. Should I be, should I be just letting this go on? Yeah, you know what? It's probably fine. Oh! The rain has ceased. Alright, you know what? They're fine. Uncombed urchin. Please help. Sister Orsen went out on her own, still hasn't come back. She always reads to me right here about Thal and the Order. And the other side, I told her I lost my shiny thing and she went looking for it. But what if the monsters outside hurt her? Please find her. Fine. Hey, how you doing? Keep up the good work. That guy just letting them through. Well, that's just downright shameful. Yeah, guys, stop fighting. The rain stopped. It's a nice day. Yeah. Nobody invited you. Tuco. The threatening noise. You are the one from the church. Thank goodness you arrived when you did. It seems my gratitude is yours yet again. You spoke with the child? Yes, well, I was able to find his lost trinket. It is a ring given to him by his mother before she passed. I'll see it safely back to him. There are some good flavor NPCs there if the fate were to go away. I mean, it could help it go away a bit faster. Why the heck not? Let's get in there and mix it up. And then take a look around the place when people cool it. Look at this guy one-handing a spear. Why are you doing that? You don't got anything in your other hand. You're just wasting your hand, man. You know who handled spears really stupidly? Final Fantasy XI orcs. I'm glad we're probably never gonna see them in this. They'd hold the very back end of the spear and use it with one hand. Is that it? It's nearly it. Ah, over there. Yeah, imagine putting your hand like right above the cap, the butt cap of that spear, and just stabbing overhand with it. That was one of the animations that orcs had in 11. They were really, really dumb. And they kind of looked like someone left a Galka out in the sun and they just kind of melted. Oh, I know what NPCs you're talking about. These ones. Uh-huh. Okay, so they proposition, and then you go over to this guy. Stay clear from them two. Gave me the crotch rot, they did. The crotch rot ladies, really. Ye old drip. Alright. I'm Suzakuing out of here. What a tonal shift, just suddenly, without any warning. That's not what we meant when we said they have the drip. Oh no! I made a pat mistake. Alright. So long, Suzaku. Sister Orsen was attacked outside the Golden Bazaar. Gods forfend. I will secure a room at the inn for her should she require any rest. Searching for the mementos of orphans and risking her own well-being in the doing, no less? Certainly not the dastardly deeds Thancred would have us believe. You're just not based and red-pilled enough to understand Thancred, man. Suddenly, you feel like you need to DDR. I wonder why. I am well glad I reserved that inn room for Sister Orsen. It seems she received greater injuries from her attackers than she initially let on. Thankfully, she is expected to make a full recovery. But now on to the matter at hand. Thancred came looking for you once more. He left word that he would be waiting at the Amalja encampment to the southeast. I pray the two of you are able to uncover some evidence regarding these disappearances. I can almost guarantee some evidence. Whoop! Let me just take this giant stingray on over. Very inconspicuous. A thought occurs, chat. Am I gonna have to go, I guess, buy those worn cotton slops that I'm gonna have to wear later? Hey, Stride. Welcome. You just got us in the middle of Thancred blaming a nun for abductions. Ah, there you are, Darius. So good of you to come. Man, shut up! Indeed, I've heard all about good old Sister Orson. Isambard said her wounds were serious. It would seem my suspicions about the poor Rose were misplaced. But false though they were, perhaps my suspicions were not entirely without merit. While following Sister Orson near the Golden Bazaar, a band of Amalja caught my eye. I tracked them as far as this encampment, but, well, let us say that I would much prefer to keep my distance and remain here. This, of course, brings me to why I requested you, dear Darius. Would you be so kind as to take a look inside? Is Thancred super short? No. I don't think he's super short. I don't think he's as short as he can be, at least. Yeah, like middling. Darius is a tall boy. Yeah, being medium height as a midlander puts you basically on the low end. A queer leaflet. That's it? Alright. You are a tiny midlander lady. It's fine. We don't get to tower over anyone even when we're as tall as we can be. Unless you get a party full of Lalafels, female Aura, and cat people, then you feel kinda tall. So I guess that happens more often than you'd think. Well, did anything tickle your fancy? Yes, this leaflet. This leaflet. See the wealth of Null to the hands of your children. It looks to be some sort of assembly to provide the poor with work. The lettering, though, atrocious, is it not? And these bits about Nullthal seem somewhat less than studied. I find it hard to believe one among the Order penned this. Take this to the inn at Camp Drybone. Let us see what our sister Orsen makes of it. Yes, let's bother this wounded woman that you accused of being the traitor. How about I do the talking? Ah, we're back to the Legacy Chocobo. Very good. So I've been wondering about this. The black tail feathers and like the wingtips. Do Chocobo feathers just get black as they get old? Or are they supposed to be singed? That's my question. Think about it. Mull it over. To the inn! Send my Chocobo through the wall. We'll probably be dealing with you later, dude. I hate that quest line. I wonder how bad it is. Now, let us see what Sister Orsen makes of this leaflet. Alright, lady. My savior comes again. To what do I owe the honor this day? Look at this highly suspicious leaflet. What's this? Blasphemous! These are not our teachings at all. This was not made by any true brother or sister of the Order. Of that, I can assure you. Come to think of it, weeks ago, the church was plagued by missing garments. Could someone be posing as a priest of the Order to deceive the people? I mean, probably. The plot thickens, Darius. Our culprit pretends to be a priest to lend credence to his deception. There is no doubt an irony in there somewhere. But I suspect we have a worthy adversary on our hands. I shall consider how best to handle this. For now, tell Isambard that we have, or what we have learned here. So is he bred now, you think? Or does he become bred later? Does he smell of freshly baked goods now? Or does that still come down the road? Posing as a priest, to think. These troubling notions aside, it is gratifying to finally be able to move this investigation forward. Thank you once again, Darius. I shall keep my ears and eyes open, now more than ever. See that you do. I'm afraid I have not seen any unusual activity, nor have any at this camp given me cause to doubt them. But unless we can identify the culprit, and soon, more innocents will fall victim. Do not despair just yet, my friend. An idea occurs to me. One suspect has been posing as a priest, using leaflets bearing false promises to lure the poor. Let Darius and me serve like with like by posing as impoverished souls in need of succor. We need the suck! I dare to hope that this will yield the answers we speak. It will be a dangerous undertaking, but you two are more than capable of looking after yourselves. I'm next to useless in a battle, but I can supply the garments for the disguise. These old tunics and slops should serve your needs, as long as you don't mind the smell and the stains. These will serve very well. You have my thanks. There are a couple ladies here who might provide the suck, but also you may be a bit drippy after. Oh, Porp! Porp, please! Why would you do? Listen, Darius, so as to lay the foundation of our little ploy, we must make it widely known that more vagrants have arrived at camp and are desperate for coin. To this end, I want you to don the old garments Ilsenbard had sent us and beg for work around the camp. Before long, the false priest should catch wind and approach us. Porp out here inflicting pain. I do believe. Alright, guys, we're gonna have a brief interlude as I go back to Limsa Laminsa to buy some dirty ass clothes from the Calamity Salvager. It must be done! Good old Calamity Salvager, giving us all of our obscure quest items. I sure hope I have these. All right. Next move. Oh, wait. Well, I'll be damned. I just got them. How did I miss them? I don't know. We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen, chat. I guess I had just decided that they weren't gonna be there, and when I looked, I didn't even see them. I had decided already. Okay. Yep. This guy with his plate arms and legs looks like a real vagrant.
It is my blind spot, thank you.
And you are? Another refugee by the looks of you. The immortal flames have neither work nor coin for your like. Be gone! And see that you don't make a nuisance of yourself. Yep, that's Ulda for you. Welcome. Wait, hold on. There's an emote for this. Let me just wring my hands at this man. And I was just about to get to the good part. Looking for work, you say? Sorry, but we don't have any openings. Now get out of here so I can finish my story. Well, shucks. I had to do it to him. Just had to. You needs must do it to them, adventurer. I preach the teachings of Azema, the warden. Hast thou come to partake of the honey of her wisdom? Azema is the keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. Really? Azema? All is laid bare beneath the light of her divine countenance. Open thy heart to this light, needy child. Thou shalt want for naught till the end of days. Why is that name vaguely familiar? Anyone in here? Or maybe up top. Or maybe in this room. It's her! It's Armageddon! Armageddon, you guys. Greetings, good sir. Is there aught I might assist you with? Oh, I don't believe there is. I'm afraid our wares are very expensive. Mayhap you should rejoin your fellows out at the pond north of Sandgate. Armageddon! She turned me down. Alright, last one's up there. I can't help but notice you not doing any work, Thancred. Whoop! What is it? God, not again. Look, being poor doesn't give you the right to pester whomsoever you like. Why don't you keep with your own kind out by that muddy pond of yours at Drybone? Such kind, understanding people out here, aren't they? You have quite a knack for being a nuisance, Darius. The camp is abuzz with talk of newly arrived vagrants. And though we are unable to attract our wayward transgressor, we were able to learn that the poor have a commune by the pond north of Sandgate, to the east of here. The eyes of the authorities do not reach that place, rather ideal for spiriting away hapless souls. Let us go there and wait for the kindly priest to come and offer us aid and comfort. Needless to say, you'll need to remain in disguise. Well, fine. I will ride there on my vagrant Zervin bird. Here we are. Oh, he's in his getup now. A fine day for catching false priests, wouldn't you say? Yeah, he's got a PhD in recon. He studied skullduggery in Old Charlayan. You look absolutely smashing, Darius, positively dressed for deception. All that's left then is to wait for our quarry to appear. Absolutely smashing. Oh, you poor unfortunate souls. This is no way for men to live, no way at all. Who are you? What do you want? Be at ease, child, for I mean you no harm. I am a priest of the Order of Naldthal, and I come to offer you the suck. This leaflet bears the teachings of Nald. Trust to them, and they will surely set you free from the shackles of penury. Pretty bold of him to assume that a vagrant would be able to read, isn't it? A tempting offer, but I'm afraid I must decline. On account of that atrocious performance. You would have made a god's awful mother, Ungist. What? How did you know? You bastards tricked me! Please don't hurt me. I was only doing it to protect my people. Is that so? Do continue. Very well. I'm a man of the Golden Bazaar, raised there if not born. Some moons ago, the Amalja raids began. They would appear as sudden as a sandstorm and plunder the village at will. Our defenders couldn't stand against them, few as they were. Everyone lived in fear. I wanted to save my people, but being a merchant was all I knew. And so I did the only thing a merchant could. I approached the Amalja in hopes of brokering a deal. In return for sparing Golden Bazaar, they made demands. Outrageous ones. Demands? Of what kind, pray tell? First of all, they wanted the schedule for crystal shipments from the Nanawa mines. For this, I bribed one of the workers to leak me the information. Next, they wanted me to bring them people, so I posed as a priest to lure in the vulnerable and give them over to the Amalja. I didn't have a choice. Protecting one's home is a noble thing, but at the cost of innocence, you could have sought the aid of the immortal flames, yet you did not. I suspect you aren't telling me the full story. What made you sell out your own people? Speak! The was good. What did you say? The coin was good, I said. I could sell mole meat for a score of lifetimes and not even see a fraction of what the Amalja pay me. You sacrifice innocence so you could line your own pockets. Worlds fail to express the contempt I feel for you. Spare me your contempt. If you want to blame someone for the mess of the world's in, then blame yourselves or the gods. There's your Final Fantasy Tactics reference, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, not you again. Were you the one leaking the Immortal Flames patrol routes to the enemy as well? Spit it out. No, I know nothing about that, I swear it. At this stage, I'm rather disinclined to believe aught that leaves your mouth, but no matter, there'll be time enough to learn the truth. Sob. Darius, be a good man and take word of these developments to Minfilia, would you? Oh, I have to pray return to the waking sands. I shall prize everything I can out of this filth. The abductees are still out there somewhere. Our foremost priority is to rescue them. It's almost time. Let me just put my gear back on. At the waking sands. Pray return. Where are we going? There we going. There we going. Thancred's gonna get his hands dirty off screen, so he doesn't actually have to get his hands dirty. Ah. Emerald Dragon. With some old-fashioned, cruel, and unusual punishment. That's right, Thancred's going to monologue at him until he gives in. I've been riding this mount through Zadnor so much that I keep forgetting Zadnor's got its own background music. This music is just Zadnor to me now. I mean, it kind of fits. It's Garlean. It's the Garlemans. Before I go. Okay, I do have to go in. In we go. To see good old Minfilia. It's not like we have a communication device that can just apprise her of this immediately or anything. That's not a thing we have. No, sir. Welcome back, Darius. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. Have we? I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalja know the answer. Suffice it to say, they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. I mean, that's the hope. Oh, I forgot about this. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots. And he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all the realm. Yep, it's materia time. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of this process. For that purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at the camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke, and the way will become clear. I'm running errands for you. Thank you very much. I can't believe this. I can't believe this busy work. Thancred's got a really, real old Ungist Bungist for all the details, I guess. And away we go. Flying Nimbus. And you see as we're setting out again, it's time for Fog. That's right, it's time to make busy deals with Gobbykin. Many mouth flaps. Alright. Now I can't go over this? Fine, I won't. I'll go around. Gotta go make busy deals. Look for the pillar of smoke amid all this fog. Clearly visible. You know, I always thought it would be cool if we had things that actually ran down these tracks periodically and did enormous damage to anyone who got hit by them. That'd be a fun time. It'd be a very fun time. Would also give healers another use to use rescue out in the field. Who is Uplander come tent ring of Mutamix bubbly pots? Minfilia's dagger. Hold on. This plain dagger has absolutely no defining characteristics except that the hilt does smell quite nice. Is that creepy? I think that's creepy. Oh yeah, that's a good hilt. Fighty Tool drinks in Airy Self. When full of Airy Self, Fighty Tool changes to Stony Shine, name of materia. Oh man, it's spreading. If materia join with other Fighty Tool, then Big Eyes Fighty Tool gains power of Airy Self. Mutamix is reckoning that Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Sure. Yes, tongue flaps reach the ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings Fighty Tool to Mutamix, yes? Fighty Tool is unstrong as Eating Tool. Make good teachy show of power of materia. The Materia Master. Now, Eyes of Uplander point at Fighty Tool, yes? You mean Eye of Uplander. Materia join with Fighty Tool. Fighty Tool gains power of materia. Fighty Tool reborn! Here, Uplander take Fighty Tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment will serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being the measure of how fully an item has imbued with its owner's spirit. When you attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from Summit, as would have struggled to cut steak, into a weapon worth wielding. Uplander wishes to be a joiner of materia, then Uplander best fill brain case with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with knowings of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flats with learny ones of Mutamix. I think Uplander just wants to hasty run out of here, thank you. Away! Fitting, Nightmare. Let's get the hell out of here. I think every time someone says the word reborn, they should just look directly at the camera for about a second. Just everything stops. I forgot Nightmare was even a mount. I'm rediscovering all sorts of things with this roulette. Was the lighthouse really that high up? Wow. It's pretty up there. So I think when the time comes to fight Ifrit, I'm not gonna unsync it. I'm just gonna fight him. It's like level synced. So he's more than a single hit. Everyone forgets about Nightmare, apparently, yeah. Because it's like, oh yeah, this horse that really has no bearing on anything but is a rare mount. Well, alright. There he is. Flaming horn in head. Begone, horse. To the waking sands. To give this ingrate her knife. Okay. Welcome back, Darius. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful. Sure. Your stinky hilted dagger. Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia could make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I am sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Darius, so make it your ally. When would you ever use your equipment, Minfilia? Time for your next mission. Pray speak with me when you are ready to begin. Up, Lord of the Inferno. Here we go. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungist, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions. And so they mean to have Ungist attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Darius. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. I bet he is. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Before he left, he bade me tell you to save some for him, such as his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone and wait, and report to the Flame Sergeant leading the mission. May you walk in the light of the crystal. We're off! Yeah, I'm sure Thancred will be right there real promptly. Squadala, we are off! I don't think I have the magic carpet mount, though. Unfortunately, I cannot squadala. But what will I be off on? That's about as close as you can get, I think. Away! I'd be lying if I said Mount Roulette wasn't kind of fun. That's a mountain. Let's not fly directly into that. That whimsical Halloween music. What is it, All Saints Wake? I think that's what it's called. I wonder if we're gonna get that this year, and if we're gonna get anything good in it. You unironically love this song? I'm not sure I have any giant mounts. Do I? I have the car. I think the car might be the biggest mount I have. But anyways, I'm glad it was foggy every single time we went through here. Is it gonna be raining? Alright guys, do you think it's gonna be raining once we go through there? What's the over-under on it being rainy? I'm gonna guess it's raining. Okay, you say yes? Alright, here we go. Superb. Back to dry bone we go. And like, it's really raining. It is pissing down rain. Like, look at that. Alright. Where's the Immortal Flames guy? Is he in here? Hey. Psst. Nope. Okay. Through here? Yep, they have an office. Pardon me, Sergeant. Ah, you're Darius Stormcrow of the Scions. My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. Pretty jazzed the 15 event is coming back. Yeah, I'm glad more people are gonna get a shot at all the Noctis stuff plus the car. Like, there's a lot there. It should just be something that periodically comes back, like every now and then. The lizard men aren't aware of their man. Ungist has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of this mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amalja plot if the mission succeeds, Darius. Let's make sure it does. So who wants to hear some lore? Oh boy, Legacy Gooby. So who wants to hear some lore on the Invisible City? I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the case, that the Invisible City is part of the ruins of Belladia, which was a rival city-state in Thanalan to Ul'dah. And the reason that this place is full of the undead is because Ul'dah unleashed an undead plague on Belladia in order to sabotage their rival city-state. So the city-state fell into decline and is infested with the undead. Hey look, that's a hunt mob I need to kill. Neat, alright. Yeah. So the Invisible City was part of Belladia that I guess got buried. You hear a lot about it when you go to the Sunken Temple. That was also part of it. And that was like the curse of mummification that was unleashed on the city. So Ul'dah's been up to some crazy shit in the past. Anyways, it's solo duty time. Let's go. Shouldn't the Amalja technically be worse in the rain? They hate water. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the Amalja appear. Yes, sir. For coin and country. Yep. And it's true, they are up to some crazy shit still. The wild stuff. Alright, let's get them in this obviously not a trap. What? What is the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. Oh no. It's a double ambush. Hee hee hee. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. Did you not wonder how I managed it? 'Twas almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Ah, your every moment was known to me ahead of time. Hee hee hee. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. I mean, I'm not worried. Even though the game seems to think I should be. Let me just overpower these guys repeatedly. That's the warrior way. Finally at a part of the game you remember. Yeah, this is where like we actually get some memorable stuff, not just pointless busy work. Although there's plenty of pointless busy work to come. Look at those guys over there, yucking it up. Bastards. Alright. Hee hee, how long will you last, I wonder? I mean, I could probably do this indefinitely. Actually, I know I could do this indefinitely. Quit spamming Blizzard 2, that's low skill play. I forget if there's an enemy count threshold that we need to beat, or if it's just an amount of time. I should probably get over here and start killing these guys. Very strong. There we go. Uh-oh. Put up your weapon or your comrade's a dead man. Damn. Bring him. The rest of you, march! Traitorous scum. I was ready! Alright, here we go. Fear the Amalja mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death, with steel in hand. Alright, I'm not undersinking this. I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Oh. Let me just tab over. Really awkwardly, really quick. The Bowl of Embers. Do I want to do this with random people? Do I want to trap them as I wait for a cutscene to play out? Or should I just, like, plow through it? That's the question. I want to be considerate of other people. Alright, I'll just plow through it. Yeah, the cutscene's way too long. Or I guess leveling roulette would be for people. Here's a convenient eclipse. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from misery. O mighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. Oh boy, there he is. O mighty Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not your godhead. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells. Bring those two as well. Ugh. What's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No, spare me, I beg you. Look at him scoot. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Hold on, I've got a thing for this. Alright.
Arise once more as my loyal minions. Feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn.
That's the blue flame. O mighty Ifrit, my one true god. Your words are my bread, not his Laha bread. Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another. Yes, that is the only explanation. Actually, there are multiple explanations. And that is extremely far off the correct... Never mind. I'm not gonna actually some guys who are about to die.
Forsooth, thy mortal frame can serve as a vessel for the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine allegiance waxeth clear. Thou art of the godless blessed's number. The paragons warned of thine abhorrent kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered.
Ruh-roh. I'm gonna get you, Mr. Ifrit. Gonna get you. Face mine auto attacks.
I can't believe he just used auto attacks the whole time.
Thou hast fallen to mine autoed attacks, good sir. Farewell. It's another crystal. That makes 2. Yep.
That's a crystal! Wow!
Amazing. You can't believe that jobber Gubu had one? I know, right? So that Gubu is on par with a god. Pray, forgive my lateness. How about I don't, Thancred? You loser. I was delayed by a congregation of Amalja zealots. I swear, each seemed more evangelical than the last. Persistent lot. Wow, I'm glad you showed up just in time. Thancred coming in 15 minutes late with Starbucks? Yeah. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives. No less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it's fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. Feel I owe you an apology, Darius. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I never would have left you to face it alone. We have been given a veritable baptism of fire. Well, let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybones, shall we say? Sure, why not? Yep, you threw knives at one guy. I killed a god. This way, sir. Let's hustle. Who's that? So that was the mighty Ifrit. And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Ul'dan interference into account. You should know better than to rely on 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We only have ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was art worth the damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find I am troubled by the adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? I can't wait to see you bicker with Sid about making tea. Perhaps, but that is just a consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. Livia, please. With allies like that. Beware a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Yes. What's happening in Garlemald at this moment of time? Emperor Solus is ailing. So there is the War of Succession. Rumblings of it are starting. Because he hasn't named a successor.
That's a lot of dead bodies.
Ah, there you are, Darius. Come, rest a while. You will have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath, for a time at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds. For once a man is tempered, but it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst our misfortunes, there is reason to rejoice, if it is slain, by your hand no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Darius. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you are the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself to rest. Take some time to relax and return to the waking sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. I mean, they might, if we leave them long enough. Back to the waking sands. On our Alexander mount. Away on the flying bong. Whoop. Run into the invisible wall real quick. Wow, it's like the first time we've been out here and it's not foggy. Amazing. And there's very little to look at. Of course. That's a very nice skybox, at least. It's just someone else flying? Okay. These zones are very nice, at least when you get a good look at them. Yeah, nice moon you got there, game. Be a shame if something happened on it. Alright. I can't do raspy voices anymore. It's amazing how much talking this much takes out of you. I got a sore throat. I got that there sore throat. Away! Yeah, what about the other moon? We destroyed the one. And you hate to break up a set. This was you playing Dragon Quest Builders? Yeah, I'd believe it. You did some wacky woohoo voices in that one. My favorite was your old man voice, Pora. That was a good one. Alright. Pardon me as I 360 no-scope down here. Please don't destroy the actual moon. We need that. We need it for tides and stuff. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us the news upon his arrival. It'd be funny if it was, the triumphant hero returns. Yes, Thancred defeated Ifrit. He is presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. My late arrival nearly cost Darius his life. Yeah, those auto attacks were really dire. If I wasn't there when the Amalja took him prisoner, and I wasn't there when they served him to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle he survived, but that does not excuse the fact that he should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed him utterly. Just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... And here I come. Darius, it's so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet part of me believes that I had no cause to fear. And now we can put paid to our long investigation. That's an odd phrase. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require more concentrated sources of ether, crystals. Some sort of concept matrix. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants their beings physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. You do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself are subjected. Yet, even as if it took your comrades in his thrall, or comrades, this is FF14, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We do not know the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a great power protect us. When you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now to begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate details or designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Darius. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear you'll have nary a moment to yourself. It's grand company time, baby. Quit walking like that, man. Whether she intended to or no, Minfilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think it would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that all are to be put to death, the flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. Whoo! But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal whom he cannot choose but worship. Yes, there is no way out of that. None. No, sir. And so we Scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need to be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Darius. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. Yeah, who knows how long it's been? A couple months? A couple years? Gods forgive me. How many more lies? Louis Sois would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. I need more power. So I don't think he's bred yet, if he's like this. He has not become as bred. I think they're keeping it hazy on purpose just so people can have it fit whatever they decide. Yeah. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Y'shtola that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the Primal Ifrit. Yes, I know what I did. It's almost like there's video proof of it. If only. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Darius, or rather, you have guests. They scamper on in. Ah, the Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Lominsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. Shrug. As you can see, Darius, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent their officers to court you. Court-martial. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is an evidence of their high regard for you. If the twins are forever 16, 17, then your warrior light can stay the same age too. Yeah, that's fair. Until they shoot up like 3 feet. Are you gonna shoot up 3 feet when they age up? No more shortest midlander? I find myself wondering how word of Darius's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flames would know of this triumph is to be expected. But what of the other grand companies? Eep! Your reputation precedes you, Master Stormcoat. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of valiant men such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Stormcrow. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. Oi, piss on that. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you had the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. As do many others in Limsa. Long before the rest of Eorzea took note, your name was well known to us, owing to your valorous deeds on behalf of all our citizens. It is only natural that we would want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa Lominsa to the shores of glory. For glory. They're just gonna auto-choose for me, right? Because I'm already in a grand company? Or they're gonna let me pick and it's not gonna reflect on anything. Very well. Though I am quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help clarify your thoughts on the matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are an all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa Lominsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you'll be furnished with various rewards, some of which may well prove useful to you in your endeavors. You think we're ever, like, in a super long shot gonna get any more Grand Companies? Like, are they gonna add ones for Alamigo and Ishgard at any point? Probably not, huh? Till the sea level rises because of global warming and swallows all. That's right. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some which may well prove useful to you in your endeavors. If you are agonizing over which Grand Company best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I concede that it is no small choice you face. Yeah, it feels like the Grand Companies were kind of left in the dust, despite the fact that we have all these ranks for them. Yeah, and they just don't do anything. We haven't unlocked them yet. We have so many ranks yet. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You're as wise as you are beautiful, my lady. This dude in the middle here is laying it on real thick. Very well, let Darius hear our leaders speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answer. Salute. What a pain. Golly. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of a great power, Darius, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a Grand Company, however, you will be one man amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. Well, alright. Eorzea is changing, Darius, and you have the power to help shape it anew. Shape it anew what? None may say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now, it is time for you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will appraise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Anew, as in it'll be reborn? The realm? Reborn? Impossible. Well, it's 7 o'clock, which is just about quitting time for me. Do we stop it here, or do we do the remembrance services and then stop? That's the question. Have we had enough? Because it's big exposition time coming up with a very, very, very smug Sam Riegel. How you feeling, chat? I don't know how long that'll take. And I got a hard cutoff at around 8. You want to go a little longer as a treat? Let's go a little longer as a treat. Because I know for a fact that they're voice acted. I think they're voice acted. God, I hope they're voice acted. Here we go. I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Darius. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time, I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where these remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Adder, will hold the first of 3 services, and Elder Seedseer Kane Senna will deliver her address at Miketo's Amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges provided in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where Flame General Rabban Aldin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored that there will be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, make your way to the stateroom in Limsa where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merylviv Blufisvin will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry Xanthale and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope that you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. So you can just go wherever, whenever, huh? Well, off we go. To listen to people deliver exposition. To Miketo's Amphitheater. Let's roll. There's a stain on the fence. Is someone gonna clean that up? Alright.
I lost my son to the calamity.
Oh dear.
The 3 Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body.
I like that these are all just voice actors who do other characters being extras.
Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood, fearful of the Green Wrath. They hid
the Green
themselves
Wrath.
in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest.
And now we disrespect the Gelmorans immensely.
Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races.
Many of whom we don't respect here in
Nourished
Gridania.
by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Who are these two?
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas,
Oh man.
our neighbors have not always sought the same
Immediately,
for themselves,
Porp.
nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood.
That boy needs to trim his bangs.
When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea,
We rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness.
Yes, we also have no love for the Duskwights and the Keepers. I mean, what? What? No. It's the Elementals. The Elementals don't like... It's not us.
And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
Uh-huh.
"5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity.
And we lost our spaghetti maps. Forever.
The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed. Each waking hour, a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds.
Ah, it's the aforementioned Duskwights and Keepers. Stop it, you two!
To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
Ooh, I forgot. That was an Alize voice. Everyone's reaction
wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike.
Yeah, she is a lot more like her Japanese counterpart here. I'm sorry, I like British Alize a lot.
Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen.
With her really loud cane
Let them
tapping.
be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder's standard.
A
And
Namazu
together,
face.
let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity.
That's their motto. Serenity, purity, and sanctity.
We must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the
All
forest.
the elementals!
Somebody please think of the children. Emphasis on purity. No thanks. Are you sure about that? Yeah, that's the real question. For the elementals? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief. Don't know about that. Alright. Cleanse the taint. Just get in there and really cleanse
if you'll
it.
Permit me, Alfie no.
Alfie no. Yes.
And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
Alfie no is right. Oh man. The Rigadonians were unfortunate enough to contend with 2 beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition, and want to summon their bloodthirsty primal, Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the same time as they summon their primal Ramu. Is it Ramu or Rama? I always say Rama. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict as a last resort. Ramu. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may rest assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelves Wood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Never during the time of this game. Wamu, Shamu. Rama. Who knows? Beardo. He's Beardo from now on. Meanwhile, the Ixal will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them then? Can't believe I'm getting the cold shoulder from Alize. You knew this would be a bunch more talking for me. Yes, you were correct. I'll survive. The Royal Promenade in Ul'dah. Yes. Let us away. But what if more talking? Good question. What if more talking? Alright. Up to the fragrant chamber, right? Toad? Oh no. This is something I've completely forgotten. What's it gonna be? Let's find out. Here we go. Where's Toad?
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanimo herself!
And Roban as well!
What was that accent?
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold.
This is the guy who sung the Endwalker theme. Or not Endwalker, Shadowbringers. And To the Edge.
Where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard.
Did you guys hear that really quietly? Like there was a Donkey Kong? Yeah! Under the voices. Did you guys hear that? Please say you heard that so I'm not insane.
Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Kid, why are you sneaking up on me like this? Seriously.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Cool.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair,
I know Thal from his
price
balls.
we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden, and enthralled.
I'm glad he's getting a lot of use out of that arm for gesturing.
Where are the
for no reason.
alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You
that Arfinod?
Living. Dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth,
hand in hand,
look
huh?
not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity.
Take not from your neighbor. We must collectively take from our neighbors. Collectively. This is basically what he's saying. Cool.
As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Yeah, for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Raoban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line
Yep.
of Ul, address you.
What a fancy parrot.
Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Now feed her a cracker.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and
It's
fortune,
Toad! You're right!
Ride fearless into the inferno, for we are by fire reborn!
Ul'dah is the best!
Wow! That was really goofy.
Forsooth!
The time is now!
I
Fancy meeting you again.
There he was again! Shut up, Alfino! Toad's talking. The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Amalja, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. Look at the stank face from Alize. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they've been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Ul'dah has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will be ever finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be most welcome addition to their ranks. Alright, she's out of here. She's had enough. Alize, please! Onward! To Ul'dah! Not Ul'dah. Uldah's where I am right now. My brain's turning to mush. To Limsy Laminzy. Away we go. Off to Limsy Laminzy then, eh? That's right. Here we go. I wonder if Toad's gonna be here. Probably not. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick, the Admiral is due to give her address at any moment. Give her address, not her address. Ahem.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
Fucking Garleans!
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay.
Oh boy, it's older than Gridania.
In that time,
Shucks.
guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
And I believe Merylvib, when she was a pirate, was part of the League of Lost Bastards. I think that was the crew she was in. It's a good name. Ha yar! What is
Did
that?
you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say.
It is. But we can't all have a Nautilus shell on our city-state standard, Alfino.
The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
Is Tim Allen a pirate there?
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilfir's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano.
The bloody executioners stationed aboard the Astalicia, which used to be the Marauders Guild, I'll have you know.
That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa.
Yeah, super united.
I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
Yes, Alfino, yes, very good. Right? He's really turning it up. It's like gradually ramped up as we've progressed.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep.
Everyone's just real pissed off about Fortunal in advance, huh?
But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go.
Never mind the treaty you guys had with the kobolds, huh?
These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull.
I am also fighting Fortnite Leveilleur for custody. Fortnite. That's it. That's his name now. He's Fortnite.
And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck?
Horp, you stop that right now.
There is but one course
You too,
left
Joy.
to us.
That's enough.
One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened to the maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurous brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men.
While Meryl Vib's trying to give a speech, you guys are like Among Us. Don't do this to me.
To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves till sea swallows all.
She said the line. That's the end of the speech.
Long live the Admiral! Admiral Viv!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
Ha ha!
I'll follow ye to the 7 hells, Admiral!
Where's me cutlass? Yar.
Fancy meeting you again.
More slow walking Eorzeans. Fancy meeting you again. Shut up, Alfino. You knew I'd be here. As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa is plagued by 2 beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagian, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right on the Laminson's backyard. And that is to say not of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions. And while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Laminsons are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. Yeah, just stuff them in a locker. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crews beyond question. But will you sail with the Admiral? Don't try the nautical references, Alfino. It ill befits you. Yeah, wee shite. Man, he really is insufferable, isn't he? They really turned it up. Oh, getting a call. Darius, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope? Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here in the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Pray return. Goddamn bookworm dweebazoid. What a nerd. Alright. I'm gonna pray return to the Waking Sands, finish this quest, and then we'll be calling it a day as I ride there on this scraggly dog rat. Superb. There's a lot more of this than I was anticipating. When I started today, I was like, I think I'll try to make it to Totorak by 8. Oh boy! Nope. No, no, no. Not a goddamn chance of that. Oh well. That just means there'll be more of this later. For all your amusement. I return. Lots and lots of exposition. So much exposition. Can I have a little amusement as a treat? Welcome back, Darius. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Not especially. Each nation is beset with problems. I trust you now see why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Darius. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray, give the Grand Company officers your answer. Mission complete. Uh-oh.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep.
You say it with such contempt, Alfino.
The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
Whatever do you mean?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies, as though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Wow.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies.
But what of Grandpapa?
Since you're so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them.
Their dynamic is backwards.
Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
He just, yeah.
Our grandfather would never
He is his
entrust
dad
the fate
here.
of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience.
Who are these guys? The little, like, bodyguards.
There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
In the binding coils of Bahamut.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
Look how smug he is here. He's like, yeah.
I should hope so.
I am Elfino level year.
My lady! We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it.
Those
We
guys just
share
kind of
the burden
disappeared,
of this
huh?
fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
He's a young Maximilian Pegasus. You know, I can see it. Alright, guys. That, as they say, is that. We have reached the end of the stream for the day. Whew! That was a lot of reading, I tell you what. But you know what? It's worth it. There are things in there that I don't remember. Chief among them being Toad, apparently, is a citizen of Ul'dah. Well then, I'll be calling it quits for the day. I thank you all very much for coming out, for having a chat, you know, just enjoying the main story quests with me. As always, very welcome. I'll be back again next week. Same times, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna be doing this. I don't know if I'll be doing this every day of the week. I may be throwing something else in there just to, you know, give us a little variety. But I'll definitely be doing more of this next week in some amount. Maybe one day, maybe 2 days. I want to get all the way through Shadowbringers by the time Endwalker rolls around, and I don't know if doing one of these a week is going to be enough. So I may be doing 2 of these a week. We'll see! Anyways, that's the stream. Thanks for coming out. I'll see you all next time. Take care. I don't know if I can make it in 6 months. We'll see. All right. So long.